EU and NATO are not necessarily able to operate jointly together. They are different institutions, different organizations with different capacities and different purposes, often sharing the same members. NATO countries operate in the Arctic. Sometimes NATO forces engage in exercises. The EU, on the other hand, can do other types of activities in the Arctic that might complement NATO activity. So in these days, securing all of Europe and dealing with Russia across the eastern parts of Europe and northern parts of Europe, it's a matter of finding complementary ways of cooperating, not necessarily joint ways of cooperating.
The European Union and NATO are two different animals, not only in Brussels, but also in the Arctic. While some states are member states both in EU and NATO, of course the workload and the competences both institutions or actors have is quite differently. Anyhow, they can join forces, particularly when it comes to defense issues, hybrid threats, and also financing security needs. The European Union already plays a major role in Arctic governance. The European Union has an Arctic policy since 2028. The European Union has updated its Arctic policy in 2021, focuses very much on research, climate change research, sustainable development of the European Arctic, and the peaceful future of the Arctic. What the European Union has not done ever since, updating it to the latest status quo of the Arctic and the international debates around the Arctic. And what the EU has also not done is developed a broad idea of what the Arctic really means to the European Union and its members.
I mean, inherently, when Russia increases its aggression across Europe, but also in certain parts of the Arctic, NATO needs to be up in the north to help deter Russia from further aggression. So there is an advantage to increase NATO focus on the Arctic. But the Arctic actually consists of many different regions, different security concerns. So we're not talking about all of the Arctic, we're talking about the European Arctic. Disadvantages of increased NATO activity in the Arctic could be mishaps, unintended escalation, and perhaps that certain NATO allies might not understand the full complexity of Arctic issues. So there's a need for more Arctic awareness amongst all NATO allies.